Hello, I'm Jacob Folger, and we are going to do a video today on how to wrap a piece of glass. Okay, and this is actually blue man-made glass. It's frosted. It's it's translucent. You can see my finger passing in the back of it, and it's very pretty. This is like a cobalt blue glass. And I do sell these. I have them in blue and white, or clear or white, like this one here. This is the clear version of that same type of glass. It is man-made, but they call it a sea stone glass, and that's what that is. Also, we're going to use silver-colored wire. This is 18 to 20 gauge wire. This is what we'll be using today. And to cut the wire, you can actually use scissors, just regular household scissors, okay, or toenail clippers or nail clippers. These are nail clippers, all right. And we're going to use a little tool. You could use, this is like a little hook tool, but this is actually, you could use a nail for this, and that's for the closure. That's where the bail, so to speak, where you would hang the pendant from, okay? We'll get started in just a moment. Okay, we're going to get started here. And so, we start with a piece of wire that's about this long, which is maybe 30 inches long or so. Okay? And now, the way I often do it, when I wrap a piece of glass, I will start with the closure, because it's easier for me to do that unless I'm going to do some special sculpting of wire, like spirals or something like that of that nature. So with that in mind, I'm going to use this tool here to start the closure of the actual wrap. And so I will hold my finger to the wire like this, and then I will take the wire and wrap it around 3 times. Okay? And then when it's like that, I will squish it a little bit to become tight, a tight spiral. Okay? And then I will wrap the wire around like this to make it a finish. Okay? So there it is. And then I'll slip it off of here and clip off the excess. I don't need the excess, so I'll clip it off with my little toenail clippers that are just laying around the house, and I don't have to go spend 15 bucks on a pair of pliers to cut the wire. And that's what it should look like, right there, just like that. I hope you can see that okay. Okay, here we are again now. I just want to pause the film, check it, make sure it's working. This is a homespun film. I don't hide that fact because there's no reason to. Anyways, so we have now the closure. We have the finish of the piece. And so what we do now is we're going to take this stone, this piece of blue man-made sea glass stone, and I'm going to put it at the back, which tends to be more flat. This is like a little bit flatter back here. And I'm going to keep it about the end, or what we would call a bail. I believe that's called a bail. We'll keep that just a little bit above the top of the stone, okay? And I'll just slowly wrap the stone. Now this is just going to be freestyle, and I'm just wrapping the stone carefully and slowly. I don't have to go fast. There's absolutely no reason. When I get the wire up to the top, I'll go around the bail once to kind of secure it like that. Okay? And then I'll go around the stone maybe a few times. You could wrap it like a bow would be on a present, maybe. And basically you just don't want the stone to be able to fall out of the wire wrap. So We got that. We'll go around to maybe a couple more times. And this is rudimentary, the first time out for you, and many times out for me, but I'm just trying to explain and show you at the same time how I would do it. It's kind of hard to do that when it's on video because I'm trying to make sure you can see it as well as I can. And so I go, after I got around the stone a few times, I close at the top of the bale, go around it a few times, just wrap it around. It only takes a few minutes, and then you cut off the excess with your toenail clippers, like this. And there you have it. Now that's kind of a rough version, but once you're doing it a few times, of course, if you don't like what you came up with, you can cut your pennies, maybe 3 pennies worth of wire off the stone and start again. And we'll do that a couple times so you can see it and see how it's done, okay? Okay, so we're starting again. We don't have the bale anymore, so we have to make a new bale. So again, we're going to take the wire. We're going to pull off about 30 inches. The reason why I do it this way is I don't want this spool here hanging off and being in my way and just swinging like a pendulum. I don't want it in my way. So I usually cut the wire. You know, I figure how much I need and I just cut. This wire, by the way, cost me, it's 20 gauge, it is 20 gauge, 15 yards, okay, for $6.50, okay, and I bought this at S&A Beads in Tacoma Park, Maryland, and you can look that up, you can Google it. Unfortunately, I do not have the number handy, but they're a nice little shop. They have all kinds of beads, they have a website, very nice people. And they sell this wire for only $6.50. This is perfect for what we do, for what I do, and for what you will be doing, hopefully. And they're nice people, really nice people. They also carry my jewelry for me, which is nice too. And so if you ever want to go in there and buy some jewelry that's made by me, you may do that, most certainly. So we're going to start with this tool again. We're going to make a bale. So we hold the finger to the back of the little tool I've got here. Again, you could use a nail or anything about this size. You go around it 3 times. I do 3 only because it just looks nice, okay? When you see it up close, it's just beautiful, okay? And then I tighten it up by taking my fingernails. It helps to have fingernails, by the way. So don't cut them really short or chew them off. And and then once you get it nice and tight, take the wire and go around the stem of the bale that you just sculpted with your fingers, and then take it off the end of the little tool here. I'm sorry if I got my hands all in the way, I'm all thumbs here. And then with your household clippers, whether it be regular clippers, scissors, you could use scissors. Yeah, I'll use scissors here so you can see it definitely cuts it. And this pair of scissors, by the way, is old, used, and abused, and yet it still cuts it just fine. Okay, and we can trim off the excess a little bit later. I'll go ahead and do that now just so I don't poke myself. And there we go. And so there you have it. So now you have your bale with your stem and your wire, okay? And we'll take the stone again. This stone is, I'm not sure how they make it exactly, but I have an idea. I think they probably drop little bits of hot melted molten glass on a surface so that this portion here is flat and this portion is kind of round and smooth, and that's how I think they probably make it, okay? But it's beautiful. It's really, really pretty. This is really pretty glass, and I do sell that in my on my website and also on my Etsy page, which is jakecreates.etsy.com, and I'll put that in the video, in the content portion later on. So anyways, so we're going to start again at the top. We're going to let it stick up just a little bit above the stone, okay? And we're going to then start wrapping it. Well, just to secure it, it would be better to go ahead and go around the stem of the bale at least once, just to secure that first wrap around the wire. And now I am going to pay attention now to what I'm doing as an artist, okay? And I'm going to try to make this a flowing design. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what I'm going to try to do, okay? So I'm going to take my time now, and I'm just going to, it's still freehand, freestyle, obviously, but I just want it to be kind of stylish and a nice art piece that I will actually list on my Etsy page for sale when I finish it. Okay? And then, so it's very simple, a very simple little wrap. And then I finish it off by wrapping it around the bale stem. Okay? And then I clip off the excess with my around the house cheapo nail clippers, and then that is really actually not bad. I mean, I think I could probably just work it a little bit with my fingers. I could just work it a little bit and tighten it up and make it look a little bit better. Take any imperfections in the smooth wire running, so it's flowing just by bending it and twisting it and manipulating it. It's a nice little star design. I like that. I think it'll be a nice little pendant for somebody. The silver color wire is a nice contrast on the blue, so it stands out. It's quite clear that it's a wrap, and that's basically how it's done. It's very simple. Practice, practice, practice. Practice is what makes things perfect. You've heard that before, I'm sure. There's a couple other things I want to note here. If you're doing this and you've never done it before, your fingers might be a little bit sore after a few wraps. Well, that's because you don't use your fingers this way. Your fingers are lovely little tools, but they're not hard as nails, and so of course your fingers will get a little tired or maybe stiff, or maybe a little bit sore, your fingertips and that sort of thing. So just practice a little bit every day, and within no time you will be an expert stone wrapper. Now I'm going to cover a few other things in a minute, so we'll do that in just a minute. Okay, so we're coming back, and I just want to say that you absolutely do not have to buy this from me. There's all kinds of things you can wrap. You can wrap glass that you get at a craft store or even a dollar store. This is green glass. They have it in blue. They have it in clear. You can go down to the creek or down to the park, and you can probably dig up some nice little pebbles. They're fun to wrap, like that. These are pebbles that I have found at the creek, where I spend a lot of my time because I like it down there, and I do a lot of photography down there, and I just love the creek. This is the clear that we carry, which is again frosted. These are all frosted. This is the peach. The peach is lovely. It's a peach colored, lovely little man-made sea glass stone. I like to use contrasting wires, so not always, but sometimes. So they have silver, they have gold colored, they have silver filled, they have sterling silver wire, which is of course more expensive. They have copper, any kind of wire. About 20 gauge is what you want. 20 gauge is pretty good stuff. And your tools are minimal. And just to give you an idea, once I finish this piece up here, once I finish it up, if I really like it, I will probably put it up for sale on my Etsy shop, Etsy.com. Very easy, by the way. Etsy is free to list, free to be on, free to register and become a seller on Etsy. And it's only 20 cents to list an item, which I believe stays up for a few months. And they charge a small fee to run it through their system, so they make a little bit of change when you make money. And you can run credit cards. It's very, very simple, beautiful, flowing program. Etsy is, but I don't know about the sales. Depends on what you're selling. It's really depends on a lot of things, but it's a nice place to be. It's a nice place to send your friends to go see your things and possibly buy them. And it's a lovely community, worldwide marketplace for artists. And that's one reason why I really like it, is because there's a bunch of artists on there, just wonderful people that will help you develop your skills as an artist. Everyone has an artist deep down inside them. It's there. You are an artist. There's no doubt about it. You are human. You are an artist. Humans are creative people. Creative people can make things. Ever since way back in time, where we had to make everything that we owned, that's how we did it, was with creativity. Some people say they are not creative. That is just not true. Okay? They are creative. They just have to find something that brings out that creativity in them, that they love to do, that they like to do, and then do it. This is an amethyst crystal that I wrapped for a friend of mine, a young girl that goes to my church, and I was talking to her before church, and she said she liked purple and she liked pink, and so I picked out this little stone for her and made her this wrap, which I plan on giving to her sometime soon. And it's done with copper wire. Copper wire has energies that are positive. Amethyst has metaphysical properties that are positive and good energy. So this is all healthy, good, healthy stuff. It's easy to do, and I hope you will do it, and I hope you will send me a note and tell me how it went. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.